Hey guys, welcome back to LS Vintage Design. I'm Lisa. How's everyone doing? I hope you're having an amazing day. Today we are talking how you can add vintage or a vintage feel to your bathroom. It's super simple. It doesn't have to be real drastic. It can be just a little kiss of vintage that will have a huge impact. And it really depends on the size of your bathroom. And I'm going to use my bathroom. Let me give you some ideas how you can create atmosphere even in a very small bathroom using vintage or vintage-like repop. So let's just jump into the video. So how can you add vintage to a bathroom? I think you're going to be surprised because there are a lot of ways. One, this is my towel that I use. You could use though decorative vintage towels and put out and decorate your space if you have the room. Nothing like walking into a bathroom and seeing a nice layered look of vintage towels. Another item you could definitely go vintage in the bathroom is with a mirror. You can find beautiful oval, square, the Art Deco shaped mirrors. That is a really cool way and an interesting way to add vintage into your bathroom. Lighting, you can add vintage lights in, but again, you want to make sure they're wired properly. So while that is an option, if you do lighting, I suggest going repop. The same with faucets and sinks. I suggest going repop and getting your vintage touch or that vintage kiss with a repop looking. They have a great set now that has the old-timey twisty, the four like spigot ones. I'll put a picture up here that you can get now that has that old vintage feel, 1950s, 40s, but it's modern, so you won't have to worry about plumbing issues. Now we all have stuff on our bathroom counters, whether it's something holding a toothbrush, toothpaste, maybe like I have my little canisters with my cotton balls, my cotton wipes, and my Q-tips for my earrings. We all have these sorts of things, and I just use something real simple off of Amazon. Didn't cost me a lot of money, but it's pink. You could use, though, a vase. If you don't have a lot of room for decorative, but you still want that interesting look, you could use something like a small vase, like this dog, because he would go really good in here because I have dog towels. But you could use him and put your toothbrush in because he's porcelain. You could put toothbrush and toothpaste in him. You could put makeup brushes, anything, shaving stuff, anything like that. And that's a great way. And there are a lot of vintage vases out like my dog here. And I believe I have one that's more baby geared, but that would even be cute if you were like into collecting dolls and stuff. But there's all the wide range, birds, cats. If you have a cat lover, find a vintage cat vase from the 60s and, use that to hold toothbrushes or toothbrushes, toothpaste, makeup brushes, or other things. If you have space on your counter and you want to have out maybe a floral arrangement or maybe a bud vase, finding vintage vases, they are all over antique malls. A lot of times estate sales, you can find vintage vases like this in different types. And this one would only hold one or two flowers and look beautiful on a vanity if you have room. Now, what about your walls? Well, having hanging frames in a bathroom, they're going to have to be a material that doesn't warp from humidity and moisture. So real wood frames and anything real wood is out. Also, you wouldn't want to use vintage rattan. Again, it's a natural product. It would mold, mildew. So you're going to have to go with glass, metal, a more modern take on a frame. But what you put behind that frame could totally be vintage. You could have a vintage embroidery. You always can find embroidery pieces, crocheted pieces, vintage hankies. Frame a set of those, and if you have wall space, definitely hang them up. You can also find something like these vintage chalkware. These are from the 1950s. They came in fish, I think there were mermaids, just all different types. And if you can find a set that you like that are in good condition, those make beautiful bathroom wall art. That's what they were meant for. And they're chalkware, so they're not going to mold and mildew. But what if you can't find those, or that's not your vibe? What if you want something more modern like this? Now, I got this at an estate sale, and this would look really cool in the bathroom. Now, this I looked it up, it came from Wayfair. They're very expensive, but if you get things at estate sales, garage sales, you can find expensive decor pieces way, 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 way cheaper than what you would pay retail. And I think she would just look amazing in a bathroom. Except she's gonna go in the bedroom. Also, sometimes you can find really cool old perfume bottles and you get them worked on and you can turn those into soap dispensers. You can find crocheted Kleenex box covers. That's always an option. You can find vintage rugs as like a step out of your shower thing. So there's a lot of options that you can find. And again, like everything else, you might have to see something vintage and think of it in a different way. Like framing hankies for wall art, or using a vase that was, a vase from the 60s, making it something to hold makeup brushes or toothbrush, toothpaste nowadays. But there's a lot of options. You just have to look around and see what you find. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video about how you could bring just a hint or a lot of vintage into your bathroom, whether it's small like mine or larger. Thanks for being here today, guys. Don't forget, give this video a thumbs up. Also, if you haven't yet, I know you're watching, hit that subscribe button with that little bell and click all. You don't want to miss out. And I have some amazing videos coming that I guarantee you're going to want to see. Also, on Friday, April 19th, this Friday, we're doing episode 4 of Cooking Vintage, and we are doing mushroom soup smothered pork chops. It's one from the 50s. It's an oldie but a goodie. I'll see you then, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.